It is, the church is the image of the world. It is, the church is the beacon. So think about like a medieval village. You can really understand this, right?
Yeah.
So you have a medieval village, and in the center of the village what is the church.
Yeah.
But it's a fractal, it's a microcosm. So the church gathers the people of the village together, reminds them that they actually exist as one.
Mm-hmm.
We always think that just because people are in the same room, it means that they're together. That is not true. There's a difference between, there could be people in the same room fighting with each other, people in the same room just ignoring each other, or people in communion. And the church does that and reminds people of the village. It's the highest point in the village. It acts as a mountain. It has a cross at the top, and everybody in the village can see the church anytime during the day. And think about like a, let's say, 17th century village where, at 12 the bells ring, the Angelus is called, and everybody stops, and everybody remembers what unites them inside them, what unites them to the people around them, because they can see everybody praying at the same time, what makes them one. And so the church is really an image of how, the word church in Greek, right, it's ecclesia, it means the gathering. And that's what it is. It's taking the sand, taking the dust in Genesis 1, gathering it together, and then receiving the influence from above to remind us, to bind the world together.
What do our cities look like today in Canada or the U.S.? Anything but that, right? I think of Chicago, my hometown, Holy Name Cathedral, this little tiny thing here, and towering around it are the glass office towers. But in Chicago, you have the Hancock Building, John Hancock Insurance Company. You have Aon Insurance Company, and you have the Willis Tower, and insurance. They're all insurance companies are what dominate. What would gather Chicago would be, we better insure ourselves against, the danger of losing our homes and so on. No, but that's, I think, very eloquent. It tells you exactly what the city prioritizes. When I was in Europe, I just love to go to the older places. You go to the center of the old town. There was always the cathedral. I'd want to climb to the top. That was always my instinct. But that's what they were designed for, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That you go to the top of that and it gathers the city together. But see, what does it mean that we've lost that?
Yeah.
We've lost that.
It is a corollary of materialism. It's a corollary of scientism and a kind of rationalism where we think that all things are equal. And then what you get is the suburbs, right? The suburbs is the ultimate monster because they're no center.
Right.
And people actually don't know their neighbors. Like maybe you know your first and second neighbor, but you don't know the people down the street because you actually never gather together. The modern world forgot what it means to be, why we're one, what makes us a city, what binds us together. And that is extremely dangerous because it happens at the level of the person, and people have mental health crises. It happens at the level of the family, people start to break down, and then it happens at the level of cities and nations. But it is in some ways forgetting that we need religion in the strictly etymological sense. We need a binding agent in order to be one.